everybody. Most of you probably know who I am. I'm Eli's brother, Dustin. I just got off the phone with Eli's wife, Mondalee, and she wishes she could be here, so she sends her love to everyone. Haribo. And I don't want to say anything in particular. I just want to read a letter Eli wrote me. Eli, when he died, I looked through my Google Docs to see, or looked through all my Gmail to see if he had ever emailed me. And he G-chatted me, but he never emailed me once. I would email him, and he'd never respond. He'd either respond via a G-chat message, or he would, like, call me at some point when I was busy and be like, hey, what's up? And he was always, he didn't like, for some reason, writing to me. But he wrote to me once in my life, and I have it still. And he did it on the back of one of his really pretty watercolors he did when he was in a private school, I think in North Mount Herman. And he gave me the watercolor, and then this letter was written on the back. And like I'm saying, I think this is the only time he ever wrote anything to me, so I want to share it. It says, Dustin, Info on Life. That was the title. As a brother, I feel obligated to let you know that the world holds a spectrum of possibilities. Imagination, mixed with repetition eventually leads to the master of a trade. I'll say that again. Imagination mixed with repetition eventually leads to the master of trade. So whatever you want to do, you can. Experiment. Try writing a page of words every day. Eventually your creative style will hold meaning. Do the same with music, drawing, or whatever you feel like. Try to make your input equal your output. Take in other ideas via TV, words, sounds, smells, and feelings. But also create... That's my Aunt Carol driving by. Eli didn't write that, I wrote that one. Take in other ideas via TV, words, sounds, smells, and feelings, but also create what you like. If you play drums, wear earplugs. I was a drummer at the time. School only has meaning if it works for you. Otherwise, at your age, play around. He played around all of his age, I would argue. Intelligence is measured in what you can do well. Think for yourself. Change as often as you like. You can be anyone you want to be this time around. And then as a little postscript, he said, feel free to listen to any of my CDs and tapes, or read my books. Just return them. So that was a letter Eli wrote me when I think he must have been 17 or 18, I must have been 13 or 14. And I'd like to think that I'm living pretty much all of those things to be true at this point. And so I think he'd be proud. Thank you.
I'm Karen Daly, and Ross and I moved to Saranac Lake in '81, and we had a little guy named Ryan who was about the same age as Eli, 3 months apart. And so Carmen and I spent many, many days flip-flopping. I would take care of Eli, and then Carmen would take care of Ryan and Eli. And then we would go, either I'd go swim or she'd go kayak or something. But as I shared down at the funeral in Florida, Eli and Ryan were quite a duo. Years and years. They were best buds for 10, 11, 12 years, and then came middle school and their lives took different paths. But I think when I listened to all of the people reflecting at the service down in Florida, the Hare Krishnas, I knew nothing of the Krishna community. But after being there, my husband and I, for the service, which went on and on and on, with beautiful reflections of who Eli really became. And I only remember Eli from the early days when it was fun, and we didn't deal with the challenges that Carmen and Jack dealt with. But then in the end, as I said to Carmen, what a beautiful tribute his life has been. He made a difference. And isn't that all that each of us would like to remember about our children, that they made a difference? And all those people shared the great difference that Eli made. A very kind, compassionate, giving young man. They did a wonderful job raising him in the end.
I got to follow that up with a story that Karen tells some great stories about Eli and Ryan growing up, but the one that I remember is they were living down at the end of Park Avenue, and I think we were there, it was either Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, and Eli, how old were the kids then?
Year and a half.
Yeah, they were very young, two years old maybe, and so we're sitting and we're at their house, and it's a very nice dinner, and tables all set and beautiful, and we're having, I think it was a turkey dinner if I'm not mistaken, but Eli at 2 years old all of a sudden throws up, and he just projectile, right? And Karen, being the first aid, well-trained in first aid and lifeguard training as she is, she said, projectile vomitus. I've never seen it before. So it was a very memorable occasion that Eli provided us on.